Let me out. I can see you there. I know that you can hear me. I answered your questions. Kind of. At least, let me see the person that I was brought in with. I already said that I'm not a person of interest. I'm just another rebel. Just ask your questions and send me off to be a cloud again like you do with any of us that you capture. Alright. Jeez. See? I'm moving away from the door and I've got my hands up. Happy? Doll, are you okay? Did they hurt you? Are you still you? Oh, thank God. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have taken you that far from the base. I should have known we were going into where there'd be security or something, or had us be quieter, or... I'm glad you're okay too. I don't know what's going to happen. I think we're at one of their research facilities. It looks kind of familiar. Yeah. Let's sit down. What's happened since you woke up here? They gave you that too? It's nothing to worry about, really. It's just kind of like a truth serum. As silly of a term as that is. It's definitely worn off by now and there's no lasting side effects. So that and then a ton of questioning, yeah? Same as me then. Probably asked a lot of the same stuff too. Where's the headquarters? What are we planning? What are we using to combat their drug? I didn't give anything even close to an answer that they wanted to hear, and they were pretty mad. What did they ask you about me? What I'm working on and creating for the Resistance makes sense. They asked me about that too. They asked about my past before the Resistance? I know you don't really know anything about it, and it's really, it's not that important. What did they tell you about it? Crap. No more beating around the bush and avoiding it, I guess. They weren't lying. I did work for the administration when I was a cloud. Yeah, one of the lead developmental scientists and everything. You can probably see why I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't entirely know what I was working on was going to be used for. They fed us a lot of excuses and other ways it'd be used, but I definitely started piecing it together. I was also a good bit more lucid since the government buildings have their own separate water tanks. That's why we're still us. But at the same time, I was partially under it since I was connected to the city's water supply at home and everywhere else. I think they liked it that way. Us being subservient while being able to do their dirty work with no issue. Even with being there more mentally, I couldn't have broken myself out of it. I also have to admit that at the time I didn't really care to try. Having the inkling that what I was hoping strengthen and develop was hurting people wasn't important. Because I had a family to support and take care of. Yeah, a family. Fully married with a toddler and a baby. The whole 9 yards of a nice nuclear family. I don't know if I miss them. It's really complicated with having been somewhat clouded, and I'm an entirely different person now. That life wasn't my choice, it was just what was expected of me, what was normal to do. Don't get me wrong, I was horrifically broken up and upset when I had to abandon them to join the resistance. I know it's probably so weird learning about all of this, and it's probably a gigantic ask, but please try not to judge me. I've spent so long trying to atone for the impact my work had on people back then and how much of a part of all of this I was. Thank you. It's nice to hear that you don't think I'm a bad person. No, I didn't randomly decide to join up with the resistance one day. I ended up there because they kidnapped me. They did. It was originally because the administration had just put out a new, stronger formula of their drug. And nabbing a head scientist to question was a much faster way to learn about the main components of it rather than testing it over and over and over again. But I don't think they expected me to not want to leave. It's kind of nice to get to talk about all of this in a way. It's really only the higher-ups and the older members of the Resistance that know of my past, and I haven't gotten to tell anyone about my family in a very long time. Alex and Avery. Alex, my son, was the older one. I think he'd be 9 or 10 around now. And my daughter, Avery, would be like 4 or 5. I do miss them. I liked being a parent a lot. Being their parent. I even babysit my friends' kids sometimes because, yeah. But I couldn't have brought them with me. The resistance was much smaller then, and we wouldn't have had the resources. Plus, all of us disappearing would have raised alarm. The excuse that one parent decided to take off or move away was much more believable. You don't have to be sad for me, doll. The past is the past, and I'm happy now. That's what matters. Well, not specifically right now. Right now, I'm terrified about what they're gonna do to us. It's my fault we're here at the research center. Usually when one of our rebels get apprehended, they're just taken back to the police precinct to be questioned and then put back into society as clouds. I'm glad that they brought you with me instead of doing that, though. I don't know if I would have ever seen you again. Oh, I'm definitely hoping somebody's going to come rescue us, but they probably will since I'm too much of an asset for them to lose. Yeah, that's probably fine to mention. They're going to be expecting someone to try and get us anyways. Of course I would refuse to work for the admins again. I don't even know that they could make me since entirely clouding me would prevent me from being useful, so that's good at least. I think with how much I hate them, having me partially under the influence wouldn't work nearly as well as it did before. And I'm sorry again. For getting us caught, for dragging you into all of this. I know it wasn't the best by far, but you still had a simple, normal life before, well, before me. I'm not surprised that you don't want that life anymore. You could have been recruited properly, though, instead of whatever I did. I don't regret helping you. Nothing is going to change my mind on that. I just wish it went better. Kissing you was such an on-the-fly decision and a horrible way to meet, but I am so glad that it happened. Even in just the past couple weeks, you've made my life a lot better. You pulled me out of constantly working, too. I'm really glad that we met and that I brought you along with me. I guess we're even now on unexpected kisses. But, why? Yeah, I can't blame you for wanting to do that in case something happens and we end up not being able to see each other again, or, forgetting each other. I'm surprised we're allowed to be in the same room too, but they're probably monitoring us to see if we'd give up any useful information while talking. So, does the kiss mean you like me? No, I guess that isn't really surprising at all, given, well, basically every interaction we've had. Maybe if we get out of this, we could try out dating. Still kinda worried about it getting in the way of you settling in and figuring yourself out, though. Well, I can't argue much if that's a journey you want to have me alongside you for. There's someone approaching the door. They're probably going to take you back to your own room since they're not getting any useful information out of us. Hey, no matter what happens, I'm always there for you, okay? And no matter what, I'm going to try to keep us together. And we'll probably get out of here. Somehow. Until then, go along with whatever they want except answering any big questions. Come here. Let me hug you before you have to go.
Don't give me that. We are going to get them too. Do you think I know where they're being held? Do you know where they are? You knew where I was, so did you just not bother to figure out the same for them? Bullshit, not as important. Do you think that I care that they're a rookie? We're finding them, where I swear to God, I will pull that alarm myself. Yeah, well, I think you'd be a bit worked up too if you'd been stuck here getting poked and prodded for almost a month. You guys really took your time, huh? I do not need reminding that I was the one that got us caught. I guess we'll just look into rooms until we see them. They might be asleep. Did you hear that? Doll! Hey, we're finally getting out of here. Knocking was a really discreet way to get our attention too. Good job. Come on. Get the door open, please. Great question. I have no idea what the escape plan is. I'm sure they have one though, since they managed to get in here without getting caught. No matter how we're getting out though, we should do it soon. Won't be long until a guard shift change or someone notices that the cameras are out. I missed you too. I hope they haven't been horrible to you since the last time we got to see each other. We should get going, yeah? Get home, man.
Crap. Okay, well, what do we do? Run's a good suggestion. The roof. Alright, that might not be too hard. I think there's an access point if we... In here. Quick. I saw a guard, but I don't think he saw us. At least this gives a second for us to actually catch a breath and figure out what we're doing. And we can also actually see each other now. Hi. Doll, I adore being this close to you, but why are you holding my face? Oh. Yeah, it is kind of bruised. I forgot about that. I might have tried to get out of my room the other day. Evidently, it didn't go that well, but at least I got to cause a little bit of trouble. I'm fine. The hit to the jaw still hurts, but a black eye's nothing. Maybe I can pass it off as a fashion statement. Call it a fully natural smoky eye. There's that beautiful laugh. I missed it. Oh, hush. You considered leaving them behind. I think I get free clearance to flirt. You just worry about getting in communication with the other members of your team that are here and get them to meet up with us. We do need a meetup spot for that. Yeah, I'm working on it. So, I think that there should be an access point to the roof on the eastern side of the building. Most likely the top floor near the exec's office. Yeah, no. So it's easy for them to get up to the helipad. Guess we're going for roof hopping as an escape then. That should work. Buildings in this area are pretty close together, and there's bound to be one with a fire escape to scamper down. We could meet up with the others a good couple buildings over. Only issue is how many police there'll be now that the alarm's tripped. Hey, doll. How far can you jump? Guess we'll figure it out as we go then. Right now, the focus should be on how we're even getting up there with all the guards anyways. But don't worry, I'll make sure we get out in one piece. You ready for one more adventure with me? I'm home! You baking something? It smells amazing. Ooh, cookies sound wonderful. I'm sure Jess will appreciate them a lot. Work was good. Managed to not burn down the lab. Hey, if I think a joke is funny, I can make it every other day if I want to. But it was actually good. No mishaps, pretty smooth day of trials. The testing for the potential way to break down the administration's drug within water is going well. It's been really interesting since it's an entirely different process than how our clarity pills do it. That specific reaction requires the heat and the environment of inside the human body, but we need something much more versatile for this. I really think our recent findings will help a lot with developing it, though. And you're looking at me with that face again. That face that says you think I'm a cute dork when I go on rambling about what I've been doing at the lab. I don't mind it in the slightest, doll. I love it. How did taking Jess to class go earlier? Was she that terrified? I mean, I'm not surprised with all the kids there. I don't understand the insistence we got for her to start school so soon. She's barely adjusted to being here. It's just going to overwhelm her. Especially with how disjointed the Resistance's makeshift mini-schooling system still is. They really should have let you sit in on the class, even if it only would have helped a little. I mean, what is the point of them giving you parental leave if they're not going to let you be a parent? I don't want them to make that decision for us either, but it's still the looming question. Are we actually fit to foster a kid? I mean, we've only been dating for a bit over half a year now. Are we ready? I know we threw around the fantasy of eventually having kids before, but that eventually being like a month later was not the expectation. We did both jump to offer taking Jessin as soon as she was brought here, yeah. I still can't believe she was found in an alley. An alley! Guess even in the administration's perfect drugged utopia, kids still get tossed around in the foster system enough to end up in the gutter. She makes me want to work even harder to fix this city. You already give me so much strength to keep pushing and working to develop anything and everything that could possibly help give everyone a normal and happy life again. Yeah, a hug would be nice. No, I don't think I'd be able to just give her back. Especially after how she grabbed my hand yesterday when she got scared. Jess is slowly starting to trust us, and I don't want to ruin that. But I'm so scared that if we're not ready, it could just cause even more damage. Both to her and to us. You're right. We gotta just do our best to be there for her and to still support each other. To work it out as it goes. We might be able to do this. I want to try my hardest to do this. I love you so much. How long do we have until we can pick her up? Alright. In the meantime, I'm sure you'd probably like some help cleaning up the baking stuff in the kitchen. Thanks, dear. I really like the forehead kisses, and I think I definitely needed one. I'll do the mountain of dishes that I'm sure is taking over the sink since you were kind enough to make something. I'll believe it's not a mountain when I see it. Hey, doll. Thank you for being so amazing. I couldn't imagine being on this grand adventure we've had with anyone else. Hey, you're the one who started the trend of calling everything an adventure. Kinda hypocritical to call it cheesy now. It does make things sound more exciting, yeah. But everything's exciting with you. In the best possible way. Come on. Let's get some stuff done and then go pick up our kid. I think it does feel right to say that. And it's a nice feeling.